In today's video, I'm going to be doing a showcase of the Exodus Lite Mod Menu for Red Dead Online. If you guys want to pick up this menu, head over to wickedgamers.com and use coupon code Luciano for 5% off. Alrighty guys, starting off their player options here, you do have your no clip here. Basically, this is where you can no clip around your map, and that F2 key is basically your hotkey, which you can set. You can basically press F12 to create any hotkey of choice. So when you click that hotkey, that feature will basically run for you, which is pretty cool. Mounting options here, preference, owned, or current. You do have your invincibility here, as well as your invisibility. Do you have your infinite stamina? You're always clean. You know ragdoll, you're fearless. You do have your fire hooves for your horse. Your horse scale modifier to make your horse bigger or smaller with this button. You do have your teleport with horse whistle. And then you do have your avoidance level here. You can do none, manual, semi, or full. Whatever you choose, you can basically do. Your vehicle options here as well. You do have your fix, you do have your invincibility here, as well as your invisibility, disable knockoff, no ragdoll, fire hooves, and your speed modifier. Model changer here as well. Basically change into different pets like your animals, humans. You can do your human male or female, or your favorites. For example, your multiplayer male, you can do like a robot, as you can see here. Female, you can do your multiplayer female. You can do your princess, Madame Nazar, which is actually kind of cool. Imagine being Madame Nazar. It's I'm gonna keep it like this, kind of cool. But like I said, you can also be different animals as well, like your legendary animals, for example, a buck or a horse. Like I said, there's endless possibilities with this menu. You can also change your model variant, your animal controls here for controlling birds, for example. Facial features here, you can change like your head width, eyebrow height, stuff like that. Chest size as well as your waist size as well. You have your effects here, like your screen effects, like your pause in, your wheel HUD in. You can also make it a constant effect, or you can clear the effect as well. Your particle effects here, you can do your fire and forget. You can constant, bones, randomized rotation. You do have your pad, you can put it on your horse or yourself. And then your particle effects here, as you can see, like your spirit fade in or out, which is pretty cool. And there's a bunch of other options in there as well, and you can just turn these off. And then that should stop eventually, which is pretty cool. Modifiers here as well, like your infinite stamina, deadeye, eagle eye, supercharged cores, accelerated health and stamina, and deadeye. Telekinesis here as well. You can basically pick certain objects up and you can launch them forward, basically with your mind. So you can like press that and you press T to launch it. Obviously it's a bush in the ground, so you're not gonna be able to do so. But if you spawn in like a certain like pet, for example, you'd be able to pick them up and, you know, shoot them forward. I wonder if I can do my horse. Can I do my horse? I don't know if I can. Oh, I guess you can. Look at this shit. What the fuck? Whoa, I just whipped him forward. I don't even know where he went. Oh, I killed him. Oh, you just whistle. There's your horse again. That's basically how that works. Your bounce here to basically make certain objects bounce up and down, if you would like to do so. You do have your invincibility as well as your invisibility for yourself. As you can see, never wanted, your 1-level multiplier, anti-tackle, hog tie, lasso, always clean, sticky hats, payoff bounty, super jump option here as well, as you can see. Glitched animation, you have your fire breath, as well as your warp mode, you do have your no ragdoll, your feared, super run multiplier here, to basically make your character run really, really quick. Obviously, I did this on my horse, you're not supposed to do so, but it does work actually, which is kind of funny. Player scale modifier as well, if you want to change the scale of your player, as well as your camera zoom and your targeting mode. Also, that did look really weird falling through the sky, but whatever. Network options here, you basically have your player options here. I will select a player and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so say you select this player, for example. Teleportation options here, you can teleport to player directly or nearby. You can teleport to his player's camp as well as player to self, waypoint, or Madame Nazar. And your presets here, like your Anniesburg, your gun shop, your beach, whatever you guys choose in here, you can basically do, which is pretty convenient. Your scripts here, if you have any scripts loaded, I believe you can get these from the Exodus Discord if you are wondering. Removal options here, you have your kick, crash, and kick from mission. Trolling options, you can send attackers onto this guy on horseback, invincible, and unarmed. Your horse options here, you can freeze movement, make the horse flee, kick off horse, scare the horse, kill him, sedate him, or delete the horse entirely. Explosions here as well, you can, you know, basically do any of these, as well as you can loop them if you want to do so. Attachments as well, if you want to attach different pets, animals, horses, humans, vehicles, objects, composites, whatever you may, you know, want to put on this player, you can do. Give or nag, freeze movement, or move from mount, spawn hostile clones, as well as copy outfit. Friendly options here, you can give them some inventory items like ammo, canned goods, arrowheads, bracelets, stuff like that. Retribution here, as well as our anti-aim, you do have explosive ammo, and you do have your give gold chests up to 10 per chest, which is pretty convenient. You do have your spectate here, as well as your shadow, add to whitelist, and lastly, view profile. Moving over to your search here, you can basically search somebody via their nickname, resolve, or you can resolve their Rockstar ID, profile with the Rockstar ID. Whitelist, this will let you view a list of players which you've whitelisted from all protections. Your protections here to protect you from other modders are right here, as you can see. Spoofing options here, you can spoof different things like your name, attributes, and voice chat, as well as your suppressed leave and join notifications. You do have a force script host as well as request session, public or private. Basically, you can change your session type to whatever you prefer. Recovery options here, you have your inventory items. You can basically give yourself any of these options. Fossils, bird eggs, ammo, plants, alcohol bottles, bracelets, stuff like that. There's a bunch of other stuff in here, as you guys can see. And then lastly, add gold. Basically, with the light version, you can just hold this down with your enter key or, your controller. And it basically gives you a bunch of gold and money. And you don't have to do anything. You literally just hold it down and let it do its thing. And it's easy as that, to be honest with you. Weapon options here, different modifiers here. You can basically increase your weapon damage, melee damage, and your weapon defense, as well as your aimbot here. Basically, you can enable this to have aimbot onto, peds, for example. As you can see, it's just tracking him. That's how aimbot works. You can change the filter to, peds, players, or both. Explosions here, you can enable this and basically have an explosion. You can also change the type of explosion, as you can see. You can change the invisible. You can make it invisible, I should say. You can also increase the radius as well as your camera shake, which is pretty cool. Particle gun here as well, like your spirit fade in or out, as you can see right there. There's a bunch of other particle effects you can do. You have add all weapons here as well as your infinite ammo. You can basically just keep shooting and you don't have to reload. Full auto as well, as you can see here. Pretty cool. You do your auto cock and clean as well as a teleportation gun. You shoot and you teleport forward. Gravity gun, black hole gun, white hole gun, resuscitation gun as well as a lightning strike gun, as you can see there. You have fire ammo as well as a loot shoot, which lets you shoot down a bunch of gold chests, which players can open and get gold, pretty freely. You have your one hit kill as well. You enable this and it basically increases the damage of your bullets and it'll kill anything in one hit. Hash gun, and then lastly delete gun, which lets you delete certain objects in the game. For example, you spawn in a bunch of chests and it's kind of cluttered. You turn this on, you can basically delete some of them, which is pretty cool. You do have your teleportation options for yourself. Teleport to your camp, waypoint, auto waypoint, objective, Madame Nazar, or your preset locations down below, like I went over. You can basically choose any of these and you would just hit enter on them and you would basically teleport right to them. Spawner here as well, you can spawn in different peds, objects, vehicles, composites. For example, you want to spawn in some peds, you want to spawn in some animals, you want to spawn in legendary animals, you want to spawn them in dead. You can basically spawn in your buck, snow buck, shadow buck, whatever you may prefer. As you can see, they're dead and they're legendary, and you can skin them and sell them for whatever you may need that for. Scripting here, if you have any scripts, like I said, get them from the Exodus Discord. Creator here as well, you can also get some of these files from the Exodus Discord, which are basically custom like models that people have created. For example, a chest filled with like 50 gold bars, which you can find in the Exodus Discord, like I said. You can also create some of your choice. If you know how to do this, you guys can go ahead and do it. But lastly, world options here, change the time in game if you would like to do so. Time scale as well, you can make it constantly night, midnight. You can also freeze the time, as you can see here. You want to make it like morning, want to freeze it there, you can do so as well. Presets, like I said, as you can see there. Light as well, if you want to add like a kind of like a hue effect to your game, you can do so. I'm not going to mess with it because I don't really care for it, but you guys can also change your weather as well to whatever you may prefer. Entity pools here, you can see your ped pool, object pool, and vehicle pool. You can basically see, for example, how many humans are in this pool, snap lines to them. You can delete them, put gold loot on them, set on fire, launch upwards, stuff like that. Trains here, if you want to spawn in a train, you want to change the speed of it to make it go faster. You can basically do so with this option. Vehicle options here, just your density stuff here. Honestly, this stuff doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't really do anything. But you do have a clear area here. Basically set a radius. Say you set the radius of 50. You can clear peds, vehicles, or objects in this area. You hit enter. As you guys can see, that stuff does go bye-bye. So that's basically how that works. You can make it so it deletes only certain objects, peds, vehicles, whatever, and it will clear the area for you. Like I said, say there's a bunch of gold chests, you want to get rid of them, you'd basically go in here if you don't use delete gun, and it works pretty quickly for you. Ground snow as well if you want to enable snow on the ground. Misc options here, you'd either bypass is like your restricted areas, fast travel protection, and your legendary bounty cooldown. Script hook here, I wouldn't use this as it says right there. Script manager as well as our UFO mode. You basically drive around a UFO, as you can see. I just got launched off my horse, but it's basically like a UFO that has a black hole to it. Pets here as well. If you want to enable pets, you can have like a border collie. You can have him stay, you can have him invisible, you can have him attack, which is pretty cool. Visuals here as well. You can, you know, basically enable your ESP, which is like your wall hacks for other players. I mean, I don't know why you would use this. Some people like it. I don't really care for it, to be honest. But there's really nobody near me, it looks like, so they're not going to show because the range isn't equivalent. So that's a little unfortunate, but it does work, to be fair. Settings here, you can basically change your themes. You can change the menu positioning as well if you want to move the menu. You can also change, like, you know, your scale of the menu, your height, as well as your colors. What the fuck? Are those falling down? That was really weird, I ain't even gonna lie. Anyway, moving on here, debug info, show watermark. As you can see on the middle of the screen, it's very, very faint, but it's a little watermark. Show navigation counter, suppress all notifications. Streamer mode, which will hide sensitive information. Discord presence, export localization, open product folder, and then lastly, visit the Exodus website. That actually is going to be it for this showcase, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.